How are you, sir?
Pretty good. And yourself, Mr. Rodriguez?
So I'm here to file my claim. I have my military records here. Every single incident that happened to me in the military, I have it here. So
Listen,
I've been a little depressed lately.
I understand. This is like, what, the fourth time you've been here? Listen, it's I appreciate that you are a decorated soldier. You have 4 deployments under your belt, but the paperwork that you're supplying me really
I have PT.
doesn't tell me that anything's really service connected.
Oh, well,
I can't give you a VA rating. Nothing can be really proven here.
So you don't. I can't even get this.
No.
I can't. It's tinnitus.
No, that's all right. Listen, it's
Please, but I served. I went to war several times.
I said you deployed 3 times, and I see that, but show yourself the door there. Just
So
have a good,
I'm supposed to get
have a
what
good time.
But
Good luck on your life.
I'll be back. Don't shoo me away. I will be back. I promise you I'll be back. I promise you.
You're cutting into my nap time now. This is the VA's nap time. Just see you later.
Yeah, time to wake up. That's right. I brought my consultant with me, aka my muscle, because he's gonna translate all of the issues I have up here. Since you don't know when to do your job.
You're a former VA raider.
You don't know when to do your job. You didn't treat veterans fairly.
Hey, dude, you fucked up.
Uh-huh.
So here's STRs right here.
Bam.
Medical records. It shows all the records. Exactly what's in the service.
3 deployments.
Yes, 3. Not 1, not 2, but
3.
Yeah, what was I thinking? Oh my god.
read through it.
That means fuck you.
Here's further DBQs from
Sorry,
our
Mr.
doctors that
Rodriguez.
also show just how well this has been going on and how you guys are messing this up.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Stop fucking up. You hear me?
Lay statements as well.
There it is.
Okay.
Available in paper, printed, signed.
He's been out for 6 years. He's still been going through it. Here's more evidence.
Exactly. There
For
you
the last
go.
6 years.
Show them the financial records.
Right here.
Sorry.
Right there.
Send a check here.
Yeah, this all looks good. Oh, I'm so sorry. We'll get you back paid.
Uh-huh.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Do you have any more questions? Huh?
Peace.
What's going on, guys? Drew here with Justin and Chas Sampson. He's the CEO of 7 Principles. It's a company that helps veterans file their VA claim. That's very important. I know a lot of you guys have a lot of questions in regards to how to file VA claims or raising your percentages and stuff. And that's why we brought Chas here, so that he can maybe clear some things out that you might have some questions for. Chas?
Yeah, thank you so much, Andrew and Justin, for the platform. It means a lot to me. During our dialogue, I'll look to provide some valuable content, some great information for each of you. I've had the pleasure of serving as CEO for the last 8 years, and I was a raider for 3 years. And so I know all about VA disability claims, and we've helped thousands of veterans across the world over the last 8 years. So I look forward to a great conversation. I look forward to also providing some great feedback and value to you guys. And of course, anytime you need me, I'm a phone call away. Please feel free to, of course, subscribe.
Yeah.
Andrew and Justin are doing some amazing things, and I'm just happy to be here to communicate some things about the VA and how you can, of course, be successful with your VA claim.
Can you talk about some of the common health issues that veterans may not know about besides post-traumatic stress?
Yep.
That they can claim on their VA claim that they may not know?
Well, the VA rates 816 different disabilities. There's a lot.
Wow. I
There's a lot.
didn't even know that.
There's a lot. So, I mean, it depends on the veteran. I mean, you got migraines, huge, 50% easy. You have pes planus, which is flattening of the feet. You have plantar fasciitis, which is the feet being affected. You have musculoskeletal issues such as the knees, the back. A really cool thing is the back actually is a huge opportunity for veterans because the back can lead to radiculopathy, it can lead to urinary frequency, and those conditions within itself can yield 80 points by itself.
Sciatica linked to my back.
Wow.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah.
Radiculopathy is what the VA rates it as, or sciatica. So yeah, there's a lot of things. I mean, there's 816 different options you have, and it's always growing. With the revolution of medicine and how the VA has really acclimated to the newer times, there's a lot of different things. I mean, hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, tinnitus, obviously, the cervical issue. The back rates in 3 different areas, from the cervical spine, thoracic in the middle, to the lumbar sacral of the bottom of the lower back. So, I mean, there's a lot of options veterans can choose. Vision issues, TBI. You have also vertigo, which is a super popular, most veterans don't understand or know, But if you have tinnitus, you probably have staggering dizziness. That's 30 points for vertigo. It's secondary to tinnitus. I mean, we can sit in here for 6 hours, and I can go in detail about different body parts.
A lot of us
VA rates.
develop sleep apnea from
Sleep apnea is a really huge one as well. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so how does the VA scale a veteran whenever a veteran? Because it seems like those who deserve the highest compensation from the VA, in some situations, they end up getting one of the lowest VA ratings I've ever heard.
So there's two sides of the story. One, of course, is how well the veteran articulates their symptoms. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, we have a lot of clients that are very conservative, that may not communicate very efficiently, and that leads to a low rating, unfortunately. And you have some clients that may Superman their story, and they get probably more than what you think they probably should get. So that's one side. The other side is 38 CFR 4.25, which is VA math. And so everyone starts at 100, then you go down from there. It's a whole body perspective.
Wow.
And so how it works is you start at 100%. If you get a 50%, they take 50 from 100, you have 50 left. So if you get another 50%, people think 50 and 50 is 100, but 50 of 50% is 25. 25 goes to 50, now you're at 75%. So you're at 80% raw, which that's where the rate's at. So, sorry, 75% is the raw number. The actual rating is 80% because VA rates in increments of 10. So you have to understand the math. And I tell veterans across the world, and of course all the viewers, that if you are trying to do your claim, understand the math in the claim. Understand how the percentages add up and how it all equals to a whole.
So there are a lot of veterans out there who may get a rating and they find themselves comfortable with that rating, or they've fought tooth and nail with the VA and have given up. So can you talk a little bit about how your service can be advantageous to them increasing their rating?
Absolutely. So the reason why 7 Principles was started was because I was frustrated with my own rating. I got in the Army, I was 60%. I felt that was more than enough. I became a Raider, and like you said, I had a lot of Superman stories. I was like, I've been deployed a number of times, and I've seen all these different things. I'm going through these things in life. I've been divorced like most of us, and I should probably get more. And so I went and got more. What for veterans out there, they have to understand that they have to be willing to do it. You know, whether they go with our firm or some other firm, they have to be willing to do it. You have to, and what's called embrace the suck, which is an Army thing. You know, embrace the suck. They have to embrace the suck and kind of deal with it. What we can do for veterans is look at the evidence and see exactly where they can be increased from, and of course go from there. Obviously, we do all the work for the veterans, so it's an easy process for them. It's very simple. A lot of clients say, hey, this is super simple. All I did was give you one document, and you guys did the rest. So for vets that are underrated, you're losing a lot of money. For me, I left $247,000 on the table, nearly $250,000. Wow. Over that time frame. I went from 60 to 100% permanent total. That's a difference of about $2,000 per month, give or take. Yeah. I did it over 7 years, so I'm gonna do the math. Wow. And that's just counting as the compensation. The actual benefits with 100%. I mean, student loans are forgiven. You know, the real estate, I own a lot of real estate as well. All my real estate taxes are now almost zero in some states. You know, being able to have different perks of the actual percentage is huge. So for those out there that, you know, may have a percentage and you feel like you're underrated, whether you go with a company like ours, so you have to pay for a service, or you do it on your own, at least go do it because this money is yours. You earned it. Don't leave it on the table.
So what do you think is the biggest misunderstanding when a veteran files a claim? So like for me, I thought that there was a time limit that I had to do after the military that was within that window that I had to file for my claim. I didn't know. So I filed for my claim 10 years later. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know I was still I could still do that even after that. And that's because I thought I was already out of my window within my first year. Like after my first year out of the military, I didn't know I was able to file for a claim. So what do you think is the biggest misunderstanding veteran has?
I think the biggest misunderstanding is that every veteran is taught to do it within that 1 year time frame. And that's the smart thing to do because it dates back. But the smart thing to do is to file it whenever you can, as soon as you can.
Yeah.
The longer you wait after military service, the more money you leave on the table, essentially. Unless you do it within that 1 year time frame. So for veterans out there that's never filed a case, please file a claim. At least file something. But more importantly, file the right claim. I think a lot of veterans don't file the right claim. And it's, of course, making sure the paperwork is proper. Making sure that the condition that you're claiming is what the VA will actually rate. Making sure that the condition that you are claiming, you can actually prove to some degree, to some level. And so to answer your question, I would say that most importantly, file a claim and file it early. Those that wait a long period of time, you lose a lot of money over that time frame. And if you feel uncomfortable doing it, you know, find an advocate. Find a service to help you out and do it.
7 Principles.
Yeah, call us.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, there's certain service members who are still active duty. Mm-hmm. Do you have advice for them on what they need to do in order to start to initiate their VA claim while they're still in, because you could do it while you're still in.
Yep.
On your way out.
Yeah, so the program is called BDD, which is Benefits Delivery Discharge. And a veteran has 180 days prior to their removal from service, whether it's ETS, chapter, or retirement, to submit their claim. For those that are currently serving, the most important thing you can do is get documented everything that's going on in your military service. As soon as something is going on, get it documented. To be a little unfair, we do have several clients that are still serving the military that have a year left out. We help them put together a case. So they come to us and say, hey, Chas, this is what I have going on. I have a year left before I got in the military. What should I do? I said, well, you say you have migraines, but you only been seen once, and that was 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So when you got in the military, you're going to probably get 0% for it. But if you go back and you express how you're having these attacks, how you're not able to work through these migraines, how you're taking over-the-counter medications to fix the issue, because they may not want to go to sick call. They may be part of a really high-speed unit where they really don't want to go to sick call. That 0% could easily be 50% as soon as they got in the military.
Yeah, that's a difficult mindset.
It is.
People, especially active duty members, deal with is that like seeking the help, right? Like there are a lot of units in there that frown upon going to sick call and things like that. But if you're having issues, you need to go to sick call and get those things documented, because it's more difficult down the line to get a successful VA claim if you don't have that paperwork to back you up. Yes, you can get buddy statements that are very helpful, but the medical records, they hold more weight than a buddy statement. Although buddy statements do hold a lot of weight.
Yeah, they are very helpful. And what we've seen in the firm is that we've had a lot of military members that go outside of the actual military care. The VA wants to see care that happened during that military time frame. That's all. That's what 38 CFR 3.303 is very clear about that. As long as it happened during service, which means that it happened during the time you were in the military, you're fine. So if you're part of a high-speed unit and you're like, hey, I'm trying to pin on colonel or a captain or a sergeant major or maybe E5, and you say, hey, I don't want my unit to know what's going on, you do have the opportunity to go outside of post to get that care. Just make sure you keep up with the records. A lot of these private facilities, they do tend to close sometimes, and records do disappear, so make sure you keep good record keeping. But we do have a lot of clients that do that because they don't want the unit to find out what's going on. So that's an option for soldiers and sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen.
Yeah, that was real difficult for me when I got out, because when I was in, I barely wrote anything down. It's because I had that leadership above me that was just like, put green on everything on your map, put green. And it was just like, all right, cool. I didn't know no better. I was just trying to get back to drinking and stuff. I didn't know. I just put green.
And the crazy thing is, we hear stories all the time from soldiers that tell us, like, if I would have known now, back then this was going to happen, I would have at least got something documented. And so for those out there that may have been in the military for 20 years or you're about to transition out, but you've been in for a while, but you've never been seen, it's going to hurt you long term. You won't see it until you're 40 or 50, or if you get out ETS, do 5 years like I did, and you're 25 or 30, you're definitely going to see it a lot sooner than later. So yeah, go get documented. Those medical records, like Justin was expressing, are extremely important because they carry the most weight for our decisions as Raiders.
Chas, I got another question. You are a very successful businessman, and you have your company is very successful, and it helps a lot of veterans. If you had to give 3 advice to veterans leaving the military, what would those 3 things be for them?
Number 1, I would say find your inner core. Find out what's important to you as a professional, as a person, as a human being, as a soldier, seaman, Marine, Coast Guardsman, Airman. What's important to you? A lot of service members, they get out and they look at the money and they get these jobs, and you'll quickly find out that as a civilians don't give a shit about those that serve. You come in, you do a job, and you get out. That's it. So find out what's important to you. You don't want to get into a job where you're making great money, but you hate your life. You don't want that. Number 2 is find a passion, and network while you're finding that passion. Yeah. For me, I have a master's in finance. Finance is my passion. I think that's why, I am pretty good at running a good business, because I understand the money side and the number side of things, but also understand the human side. I understand the human element and how to build teams. So find a passion. My passion is building teams and building experiences that help and serve and give results. But more importantly, for those that are transitioning, find a passion, but network while you find that passion. Outside of your unit, outside of the military, find out diverse ideas from other people and go from there. And number 3, file your VA claim and file it early and often. That will be my last and final one. If you don't file your VA claim, you stand to lose a lot of money. Seriously, whether you go with 7 principals or whether you do it on your own, find your VA claim. It's huge money for you. Don't leave it on the table.
Going back to that second one, is your connections, your network. is so important. So important. If you're like me, like I'm the kind of person I just don't like. I don't get along with a lot of people. But this is me realizing that, you know, now we're in the business of subscriptions and creating content for subscribers, that network is just so important, and just having relationships with people, not even in your industry, but in other industries, because you never know when you might cross paths with people. It's super, super important. So yeah, work on you, find your that inner place, and that network is going to be a really big, important deal when you start diving into your own thing. Did you ever have a veteran that Supermaned his story?
Yes, yes, absolutely, yeah. As Raiders, we know when veterans are BSing us.
Yeah.
What I tell veterans, if you're going to Superman your story or you're going to BS the system, is at least understand the system. And so there's a way around it. And so if you want to provide things that may be not true or maybe are true, the thing is to make sure the evidence match whatever story you're presenting. And so if you have the evidence and it's sufficient and it matches what the VA wants, your Superman story can become a false hero. One of the big things that people don't know is that we have something called JRSSC, which is how we can find out what happened during deployments. We know who got hit with IED, we know who was involved with indirect fire, because all that's recorded. For those that deploy like ourselves, we know we record those things. And so we would get folks that, were, fobbits, I guess, that will express things that we know are not true. Yeah. We know when people are BSing us.
That's good.
Don't be a false hero for those of you.
People, veterans that didn't make it out of basic training trying to get a VA claim, just do something different.
Yeah, you're crowding up the line.
Yeah. So the last question we got written down for you was there any non-service member, actual civilian, who tried to go through you that you know of who was a stolen valor and try to get VA claim?
Absolutely. And the biggest ones are the spouses, actually.
Oh my!
The spouses are the biggest ones. The spouses, yeah. You'd be surprised.
I thought this was going to be an easy no question.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many spouses we get. We do get, every now and again, we would get, I think when people look at our website and they interact with our firm, they call us and talk to our staff. Some people think we are the VA. We're like, no, we're not the VA. So we're a very serious company. Yeah. So we actually, weed out a lot of the people that don't need to be there. But I would say maybe once every 2 years we get a stolen valor person that will express their intent to want to file a VA claim. They want the money for it as well. But when we ask them the questions, what branch do you serve in? What was your MOS or FSC?
Yeah.
It's easy. Exactly.
Where's your DD-214?
Right. DD what? Huh?
I can.
Is that my medical records?
Right.
I'm gonna Photoshop one right now.
So we have filler questions to understand. One, our goal to filler questions is really to find out how we can serve our client. But more importantly, it does serve as is this person can they really actually receive benefits?
This motherfucker got a Medal of Honor. I never heard about him ever in life.
Right.
The fuck.
But the big one are the spouses. We get a number of spouses that feel like they should be entitled to some type of compensation. We get some spouses that their other spouse has passed away, and they feel like they should get some part of which they do. It's called DIC, but not everyone is eligible for DIC. So we get some spouses that feel like, hey, I served and I should get it as well, and that happens about maybe once to twice a year. That happens. Yeah. So it's very low.
That's crazy too, because the VA has a caregiver program.
They do.
Where your spouse will receive money from the VA if you're deemed eligible for that benefit. They send the money straight to your spouse or your caregiver.
Yeah, I'm his caregiver.
He's not. We should set that up.
We should set that up.
Thanks for coming here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure doing your case, man. I mean, I love to serve veterans, so the crazy thing, I never thought I would be doing this in life. Honestly, I never ever thought.
I never thought I'd be acting.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be creating content on the internet, but
I really
Here I am.
When I got out of the military and started studying theater, I made a point to myself to never do military humor content whatsoever. And
wow,
look at me now.
Really?
Yeah, he actually told me that. I think in the very beginning of our he actually said he just steering away from it. And you just can't. There's so much love in this community.
There's love.
It's just so much love.
My thing with it was like every successful actor who is a veteran, like Adam Driver or Chuck Norris and all of these other people who were veterans. You don't see them as a veteran first. You see them as an actor first. That's what I wanted for myself, but I guess I'm stuck.
I think for me, it's like once I got out of the Army, I was like, I'm done with military altogether. Yeah. And then I ended up being a lobbyist actually at a for-profit university.
Yeah.
And I was over veterans education, and vets were like, "Hey, how I get my VA disability?" I was like, "Shit, I don't know neither. Like, I don't know how to do that." And then I became a Raider. And I was like, I think I probably should stand up and do the right thing and help. And when I helped one person, they told everyone. Yeah. And the next thing I was like, I have too many clients, I need help. And then it became a business. Yeah. And so here we are 8 years later, 4 offices across the country, and a wonderful staff. I do want to thank my staff. I do want to thank my team. They allowed me to be able to come out to hot Los Angeles. It's pretty hot out here. That's why I'm sweating. But they allowed me to come out here and be able to film, with great soldiers, man. And thankful for the platform and thankful I can be of service as as well. So
good job today too.
Yeah.
First time acting.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
This is an act, but it was pretty cool. I mean, that was very different. I never. It made me sweat because I was nervous. Like, this is a lot.
Yeah, so. It's easy. It's improv. They don't believe. They think everything's scripted. No, it's imprrof.
It's definitely improv. If you guys think it's scripted, it's not. I was thrown in the fire. I was like, up, and Andrew, get your shit together, and just like, hey,
say some things.
I was like,
say some things, and we'll carry it. It's okay.
So it's definitely a wonderful experience. Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us for this little sketch and our little Q&A. With Chas here, and we appreciate you.
Chas, just let them know where they can contact you, where they can look you up, and if they ever need questions, where can they go to ask that?
Yeah, so you can come to our website. It's 7principlescorp.com. You can also reach us via phone. It's 866-937-7279. Of course, you can Google us. We have very good ratings on Google, and or you could just comment below, and we'll make sure we follow up with you as well.
Yeah. All right, guys, I appreciate your time, love, and support. Catch you guys next time.
Peace.